Don't sweat it. It's a Stay Cool Summer on Twin Cities Live. Now from the studios of 5 Eyewitness News, here are Elizabeth Reese and Ben Lieber.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into Twin Cities Live, a very special edition of Twin Cities Live. How are you doing? You want to tell everybody what the show is all about today?
Oh, my gosh, we have a really fun theme today, Ben. It is our camping show. There we are, just hanging out, Ben, by the fire with a little tiny tent, just enjoying the great outdoors.
Can we put that back up? What
Yeah,
were
I
you
bet we
wearing?
can.
Was I wearing like a cashmere V-neck?
I think I'm wearing a blazer.
I don't think that is...
Yeah, this is bougie camping.
Yeah, we are really bougie camping.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Do you often wear like a little shooting blazer when you're...
It depends on the type of camp. If I was camping in Britain or something, I'd be driving a Range Rover and I'd be wearing a blazer and a waxed canvas jacket.
Yeah, do as they do.
That's what I would do.
So.
Well, you know what? We've got all the gear. We want to say a special thank you to our friends at Shields in Eden Prairie because they help us set the scene today. We've got some sweet chairs. We've got a great little tent. And Kelly Hansen is going to feature these coming up along with some other gear that you've just got to have if you want to get out in the great outdoors, including the ultimate battle machine, the rechargeable mosquito repeller that covers 20 feet. We have these. Jay Reimer swears by these. Do you have these things?
We have a version of them.
They're great.
Yeah, I can't say the version I have actually works or not.
This one works.
Because I'm looking for 100% coverage. I don't want one stinking mosquito.
I don't like them at all. She also has an exclusive Twin Cities Live promo code to help you save on some specialty marshmallows made in Minnesota. I love those North Mellows.
I know, they're very,
they're tasty. There's very few marshmallows that you just want to eat right out of the package. Those you do.
Those are it. Also, Source Comics and Games in Roseville. They're here. They have a bunch of games that you can bring with you for said campgrounds. And it's really cool. There's actually one that includes, it talks about barbecues. There it is. I actually saw some of these as he was setting them. They're perfectly sized for what you're doing because nobody wants to pack like a big board game.
No.
You know, when you got to pack light.
Yeah.
So these are great games that you can just pack light. They're very small, very portable, and I think it's going to be fun for the whole family.
Genius. And maybe roughing it with a tent isn't your jam. No. Maybe you're more of a blazer and a cashmere sweater camper. Reporter Kristen Havrick is going to share some places in Minnesota where you can go and you can get a bit of a more elevated glamping experience, including the opportunity to spend the night at a winery in Taylor's Falls. Dare I say, that might be my type of camping.
I forget, we've talked about this before, but because I did this glamping in Rapid City. Have you done the glamping thing before?
No, I never have. But I saw, so you did it in Rapid City. I remember a couple years ago, Carly Zucker did. She did it in like outside of Sioux Falls, somewhere in South Dakota.
No, she went to the same place that we did.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she went to Under Canvas.
She posted about it, and I'm like, this looks fantastic.
Man, I tell you what, if you can do one of these glamping things, it is the best. I'm not saying you have to do Under Canvas. These ones all around, they are so... It's like it is the best of both worlds. It's a king size bed.
Oh,
that's super soft. But then you have the canvas top, and the wind does blow through. It's not completely sealed.
Is it a tall ceiling?
It's a tall ceiling. It's like a big top circus.
Yeah, like this little tent here. I mean, I like this kind of thing. I think
this is very nice.
Yeah, that has its purpose.
But it definitely has its purpose. But it's not like it's small, you know?
Yeah, no, these things are like they're like hotel rooms. And they have like pull-out couches and cots for the kids.
No way.
They have a shower that you just pull the handle. You know, the old shower you just pull the handle. And then there's all sorts of other like glamping campgrounds around, plus like an actual like clubhouse area where you can go and get food, and there's a restaurant. So it's a hotel. It's a resort, but you camp.
Do you do actual camping? Like, do you pack a tent? Have you ever done that with your kids?
No.
My parents did it like a few times. We've done it on the golf course, and that's a one night. That's very fun.
that's bougie.
It's
camping.
catered, yeah. It's nice. But also, one year the golf course camp out was canceled, and so this was just a couple years ago. And so we ended up pitching the tents in our backyard, our next door neighbors and us, and slept out there. And
you made it through the night.
I made it through the night, but it was a very heavy walnut year where there were walnuts that kept falling from my next door neighbor's tree.
I thought they were like under your bedding.
No, and I could hear them kapow, 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 like on the garage and on the top of the chicken coop. And so it wasn't necessarily that restful.
You're in nature, though. That's going to happen if you're out in the woods.
I think this is good. It's good to get outside. I think the thing is you just have to have like a slick setup. You've got to know what you're doing, kind of prepare, and then you get to really enjoy it.
I'm just a big faker. I think all of this stuff I would love to do, but if I actually got out there, the mosquitoes would drive me crazy, the gnats would drive me crazy. If I don't have an actual like cushy cot, I'm not sleeping on the ground.
I know, but you could do fly fishing, like you like doing that.
I like doing that, but when it comes to beddy time and go CP time, I want it to be like air conditioned and a fan.
I know.
And I want to have a nice bed.
Yeah.
So anyway.
We like the modern creature comforts, but we are going to have a great time showcasing some fun camping. And maybe you're not going to go camping, maybe you're going to go to a cabin. You'll want some of this gear anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. But before we get into all that, we do want to acknowledge that today is Juneteenth. It is June 19th. It's a federal holiday here in the United States. So here's a little background. If you had the day off and you're tuning in for the first time, so I appreciate you guys checking us out. Here's a little history. So on June 19th, 1865, Major General Gordon Granger.
Major Granger
ordered the final enforcement of the Emancipation Proclamation in Texas at the end of the American Civil War. Look at those pictures.
I know.
The National Abolition Amendment was ratified in December of 1865, and that's when the remaining enslaved people in Delaware and Kentucky were freed. Then we cut to a year later on June 19th, 1866. People gathered to commemorate the historic event in Texas, which is what began Juneteenth.
And there you have it.
And there you have
A history lesson for the ages. Very important to remember that history. Thank you so much, Ben. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, in a few minutes, we're going to make pork chops on a stick, which are perfect for your next camping adventure. So that'll be fun, right?
Yeah, that's right. I don't know.
But we're going to do a Twin Cities Live taste test now. I'm a little more nervous about this part than I am about the pork chops on a stick. The pork chops
on a stick, I think I know exactly what we're going to get. Thank you, Gabby.
This Twin Cities Live taste test is going to get a little weird.
So-
Intern Gabby has presented us with some food. She went down to Axeman Surplus Store on University Avenue.
Yep.
This one. There was Steve.
This was Steve back in a time that I don't ever want to talk about again when we had to wear
I
masks
know.
out and about. So this is back in 2021.
Boy,
He took a tour of the store, and apparently they have everything, including MREs, ready-to-eat meals.
You suggested this, Ben. Intern Gabby made the meals, so she made us a pasta with garden vegetables and tomato sauce. Garden vegetables.
Yes.
Garden fresh.
And we also have Southwestern style beans and rice with chicken. Which one would you like? Ladies, choose.
I thought that was a pudding.
Well,
That's the beans?
The beans are in the bowl. Those are smoothies.
Yeah, these are smoothies.
Okay, I was confused.
These are smoothies. Okay.
Okay,
so,
Intern Gabby, why don't you come over here, Intern Gabby? Why don't you just come right over here? And then
So
you can tell
intern
us
Gabby
what's going on.
played chef as well.
Right here.
Oh,
So-
sure, go wherever.
Yeah, you can go. You can. You can.
Cozy,
You
would
can
you like a
settle
little
in.
bite?
You can settle in right here.
Okay.
Have you ever shopped for MREs before in your
No,
life?
this was my first time. Very fun.
Preparing.
So you have the spaghetti, you have the rice and beans.
Oh.
And then to accompany that, you also get a delicious apple and banana smoothie and a sweet potato and grape smoothie.
Oh, wow. The sweetness is overpowering, to say the least.
Wait a minute.
Okay. What do you do to make them? Do they come in a packet?
So they come in a little bag. I did not excel at making these. I ended up warming them in the microwave. But you put them in a little bag, you put some water in there, and then 10 to 12 minutes, it's
Is it
supposed
just
to
any
heat up
water?
by
Or is it
itself.
supposed to be boiling water?
It's supposed to be tap water.
Oh, just regular temperature.
There's
Heats up
supposed to
in
be
the
a chemical
package?
reaction, and it heats up. The chemical reaction did not happen.
Say that again really slowly, right to Elizabeth. There was what type of reaction?
Chemical reaction.
Those are all chemical reactions, let's be clear. Like baking soda has a chemical reaction.
Sure. Yeah, I don't
like
think they use baking soda to heat this up.
I don't know. That's very
Okay,
interesting.
what do you think about it? What does the taste like?
I think it's too sweet for my liking. But
No
listen, if I
kidding?
was out in a campground, and I mean, it needs some hot sauce. Everything needs hot sauce.
Yeah, again, we're talking about creature comforts here.
And so it needs a little hot sauce, and it's very sweet. But I like that there's different textures to it. The noodles actually have they're pretty well handled. Oh, you didn't sample it before you just fed it to us?
Nope, I
Oh.
thought you guys would be the first
Okay,
ones to
how
try
was
it.
yours?
well, feel free to sample when we're done.
Let me try this one.
Okay, this one is not bad. The pasta, well, it says it's rice, but it looks like pasta. Is very mushy. I mean, it's more than al dente.
They taste exactly
the same. The thing is, the beans are fine. The flavor's fine. It definitely needs salt.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think this is actually too sweet for me. It's just it needs some salt.
You want to try that one?
No. Okay. I do want to try the smoothies though.
So then what happened with the smoothies? What'd you do with
So
the
how do you make the smoothies? It's the same process?
Yeah, well, you don't have to heat up the smoothies. They're just in a bag, and I just squirted them into the cup for you guys.
Oh, so this is like baby food.
Yeah.
Squirted it into the
Is that
cup.
what happened?
I know, but like you got to describe it differently at a restaurant. What does somebody say?
Okay, when I open up my camping restaurant, I'll.
Okay. No. No,
Oh,
we're
I
gonna
think
go.
it's so gritty.
We're going to go with a negative on that. Listen, I get it. If you're out there and you're going to the Boundary Waters and you're not going to bring a bunch of stuff and you just need to survive, then I think this will help you. Even though Jesus went away for 40 days and survived without food, so you'd probably do okay just eating nothing.
I don't think his food squirted.
No.
Okay? Not at all.
All right.
I don't know why I was going to go back for a second bite.
I know. What's wrong
There's
with you?
it created like a sandpaper coating on my mouth.
Thanks, Gabby.
Thank you, Gabby.
Intern
that was great.
Everybody,
You know what?
her debut on Twin Cities Live. She's killing it. She's
Gabby,
doing a
you can
great
have
job.
it all if you want.
Yeah, Gabby, you can eat
by all means, it's all yours. I don't think you have
She's
to share.
in college. Don't college kids? They'll just eat anything. These
They
college
will
kids,
eat anything.
right?
They will.
Isn't that true?
They really will. I agree. If you're in a pinch and you're out camping, it's fine. It's sustenance. I'm sure that those are calorie packed. There's probably 5,000 calories in one of those.
That was a nice reminder of that Axeman surplus store, though. It's fascinating. What a fascinating place. You go there, they have everything there.
I know. Again, it's a hobby that I'd love to pick up, but I
Yeah.
know in reality I'm probably not going to go out there and survive.
All right. We went in
All
on
right.
our Facebook page. We asked you for your favorite campgrounds in Minnesota. We got some good recommendations here. Nikki says Old Barn Resort in Lanesboro. She says we're seasonal campers there on year 12. It's our favorite place in Minnesota. Lanesboro, by the way, about 2 hours southeast of the Twin Cities. It is past Rochester, and that looks stunning.
Okay, so my neighbor, she told me several years ago, we have to go down there just to go on hikes, and there's awesome like little Airbnbs or bed and breakfast places down there. Yeah, she said
Seriously?
stunning down there. Yeah,
Oh my
it's
gosh,
really
okay,
cool.
that's good to know. Multiple people mentioned Camp Dells. That's in Waterville, an hour south of the cities, down I-35, just past Faribault.
Look at
so they
that
have lots of
place.
fun activities. They even have a water park. They do camping, cabins, and RV parks. So this is like a different vibe, but this is very cool, fun for the kids. Family owned and operated since
How
1955.
have we never heard of that? That's amazing. Okay, we got some other suggestions as well, right?
Yes, we got a whole list. Hideaway Campground in New London, Lake Carlos State Park in Carlos near Alexandria. I get a lot of requests for us to go to Alexandria, by the way. We got to make our way there. Mike, are you listening to me? Can we plan something? Honestly. Sinclair Lewis Campground in Sauk Center, Gooseberry Falls State Park in Two Harbors, of course. Epic.
Yeah. Okay, this is really fun. I think we have some time, let's do, that's like kind of cutesy camping.
Yeah, that's-
Let's do some like really extreme stuff.
Okay.
How about we do
This is where you have to bring those squirtable smoothies.
Exactly. Okay, would you guys do this?
Sorry,
right here?
Betsy.
Luke here at the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, and it's a cold winter day here in Alaska. I'm gonna spend the night out here with no tent, no sleeping bag, no tarp, and I'm gonna be surviving well. I'm gonna show you how to do it too.
That guy's legit.
Okay,
That
he's
guy's
legit. He actually made national news because he retired.
No.
Yeah, he retired from making these survival videos because he says he needs to spend more time with his family.
Well, I would say.
Because he does he like pushes himself to the extreme all the time.
He does bring foil and Ziploc bags.
Yeah,
wow,
and he knows
that's
how to
crazy.
cook. He like made his
own
bread on
yeah.
site. How about that?
Okay.
How about this? Okay, so maybe Alaska's not your thing. How about sleeping in a cave?
No.
Would you guys do that?
Absolutely. You know what's in caves? Bears and bats.
Well, look at this cave.
Whoa.
All right, so this was in China. This was taken by a photographer, Robbie Schoen. And apparently all you need is just a few big candles and you're good to go. You've got built-in shelter
No,
right there.
No, I'm terrified. You know
Although
what?
I think that ground is really extra hard.
Holy moly. How about would you sleep on a cliff high off the ground? Red Bull followed a couple of folks as they spent the night 1,200 feet off the ground on the side of a cliff. They had a dinner of seafood on white bread. They did go to the bathroom in case you were wondering how they relieved themselves. They rappelled down slightly and then just let her rip and then figured out their way back up. No way.
There's no, you could not pay me enough to do that. There's no way. It honestly takes, as you can tell, it takes a special type of human being to do that and want to do that.
God.
I don't know if I want to be friends with those people. I just don't.
You don't have any friends like that, do you?
No, I don't think so. Unless
No.
they're like, moonlighting out, like
Yeah.
cliff camping.
I just, at my adventure level, like I read stories about people wanting to climb Mount Everest, 0% interest in climbing Mount Everest. If I have to purchase oxygen in order to go to the
No.
location, I'm not going.
No, when you have to pass dead bodies frozen in time. That is not an adventure for me.
I know. Did you ever read the John Krakauer book, Into Thin Air?
I can't read.
About. Yes, you can. You read. You could listen to it.
Oh, I could listen to it.
On Audible. John
Yeah.
Krakauer, the book Into Thin Air, about one of the most deadly Everest
It's a movie, right?
years. Yeah, I think it's a movie too. But
Yeah,
the book,
that's better.
he's a
That's better for
phenomenal
me.
writer.
Book for you, movie for me.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're going to get after it though. We're going to do some nice, simple camping.
Let's get back to regular
Okay, can I
camping.
eat
All right.
something else?
I know. When you're packing for your next camping adventure, you always have to keep your meals in mind. See, I can't read. After the break, the Minnesota Pork Boy has a recipe you can cook up on the grill while enjoying the great outdoors.
You did it, buddy.
Oh, I did that. I
Good
got there.
job.
Oh.
Twin Cities Live's Host Chat is presented by Schuler Shoes, where happy feet means happy life. Step in today.